Hi guys. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions about what a psychological evaluation is and how to get one and what involves it. So that's what this video is going to be about. So if you're not interested in that, then click out of this. I went and I found my psychological evaluation. It's pretty big. Here's the top of it. I know it's backwards, but it's the Haymount Institute for Psychological Assessment. Okay, what they do is you go in and you make an appointment first, of course, and then you go back on the day of your appointment, and when the psychologist calls you back in, you go into her office, or his office, or you go into the office, and you sit there, and she asks you questions, and you answer them, and that lasts for about an hour. She will ask you stuff like, why are you being tested? What do you think is going on? What has anything happened to you during your childhood? Were you abused? Did someone die? Did you witness anything traumatic? Stuff like that, and just on and on about your sleep, your relationships, how you interact with people, just all kinds of stuff. I'm going to read not all of this because some of this is very personal, but just so you can hear how they word these things. Miss Latta is this is when I was 19, 19-year-old single white female who presented for a psychological assessment at the request of Dr. Nelson for the purpose of diagnostic clarification and functional assessment to inform treatment. Ms. Latta presents for interviews stating that her mental health provider is concerned about the possibility of borderline personality disorder. She states that she is currently in therapy and has been over the last 2 weeks. She relates that her primary care doctor prescribes her medication that she is currently taking. Okay. So that's kind of how they word it. Ms. Latta states that she was diagnosed with depression at the age of 8 and that she has been in mental health treatment on and off since that time. She states that when she was 8, her grandmother passed and that this kicked off her depression. She adds that there are several months during that time that she cannot recall. Yes. So that's how they how they word it. So that's the chief complaint, reason for referral. Okay, and so that's the interview. And then after the interview, you do something that is, God, I forgot what it's called. It's in here somewhere. That's that. I should have done this before. Alright, well, it's the Minnesota Multi-Face Personality Inventory 2nd edition. The MMPI-2. It's a 567 item true and false test that yields information on various areas of personality and adaptive functioning, as well as various forms of psychopathology. So this is a 567 true and false test that you do. And the questions on it are like, they're worded like, I hear voices in my head tell me to do bad things. True or false? I often think about hurting myself. True or false? I often think about hurting other people. True and false? That's how this is all is. And some of the questions, like question 3, will be the exact same question as question 123 because they want to make sure that it's the same answer and that you're not just bullshitting this. This says that the test results were invalid due to an extreme tendency towards symptom something. I don't even know how to say that word. Based upon the information gathered in the diagnostic interview and test findings suggests that Miss Latta is crying for help, highlighting a significant amount of emotional turmoil, although the extent to which she did this suggests that the test is an accurate reflection of her functioning and consequently could not be used in the diagnostic determination. So they decided that, based on the results, that my results were not completely, they were like off the chart, basically. So Then they redo all that. And then you wait for 5 weeks. And then they give you this. They call you and they give this to you in a manila envelope or whatever. And they ask you if you have any questions, because the doctor will sit down with you and talk to you through this if you have any questions on how to read it. And then on the last page is, she meets sufficient criteria for a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, which should be considered by her treating mental health providers. So, here is, right here, it says major depressive disorder, borderline personality disorder. Non-impacting. I don't know what that means. And then they have recommendations right here. So it says individual psychotherapy, family psychotherapy, psychiatric reevaluation for changes. You're supposed to get reevaluated every, I think, 3 or 5 years. Ms. Latta may consider group therapy and medication. And then the signature of the doctor and when it was received. So that's basically it. It's not that difficult. You just gotta be completely honest with them. And then only show this to people that, the main part of it that I didn't read, to people that you trust, because there is a lot of personal stuff in here, because everything that you talk about, they write on here. So if you talk about traumatic things in your life, like, this is awful, but it happens, your uncle molesting you, they're gonna put that in here. So you don't want this somewhere where people can just, random family members or whatever that don't know about it can find it. So this is very important. And also you take this to doctors and therapists and stuff and hospitals, and they can basically prove, so you're not, again, bullshitting them, be saying that you have a disorder just so you can get medicine. Relevant family and social history. They talk about your family and what, like, do you have any siblings growing up? What's your family like? Where were you born? Did your parents divorce? Yes. Where you go to school, what you want to major in, are there any other medical issues, like Miss Latta mentioned a history of syncope, restless leg syndrome, rapid heart rate, and tremors. Yes. You have to be completely honest. I say it again, completely honest. They'll ask you if you do drugs, if you drink, if you sleep around, stuff like that. I love how this says, it says Miss Latta largely denied any history of alcohol, prescription, or illicit substance abuse, which is, it's funny because I don't do any of that, and yet they kind of word it like I do, but I denied it. And also, like, if you ever been in trouble with the law, Miss Latta denied any prior juvenile or adult legal involvement. Psychiatric history, like, do you have any other psychiatric disorders like ADHD, ADD, bipolar, stuff like that? Yeah, and also during this, I was getting tested to see if my ADHD, because I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was younger, to see if it was gone. So, in addition to that, I had to do an IQ test, which, oh my gosh, it's so freaking difficult. And you're sitting there doing it in front of a person. So, that's like, oh my gosh, I'm being judged. And so there's all this, like, I don't even know how to read this. There's all this stuff on here. I have no idea how to read that. Short term, I guess that my ADHD is gone. I've grown out of it. Okay. So that's that. If you have any more questions, just let me know. And they also give you this, which helps you read it, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what all this is. So that's it. Again, if you guys have any more questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. I hope this helped with those of you out there who need to get one, want to get one, are being asked to get one, either one. Very much worth it. I recommend that everyone get one, even if you think you're completely fine, because it really helps, and it can diagnose small things from ADD to schizophrenia. Like, it can do anything. So it helps a lot, and then they help a lot with sending you on the right path to getting better. So that's it. Bye.